Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. The spring update has now been released officially and we're playing on it. And since it's been a few weeks since I played, got my PC back. It was just a power supply issue. And luckily, I have not lost anything over here in terms of the game. So that's all good. Okay, one thing that I did notice in between is that you can actually upgrade things like this so that people don't actually build on these little roads, and they're basically under your control, I believe. Look, there's some new stuff here, but I think it's limited to changes in terms of the road, what's happening with the roads, as opposed to allowing people to physically build on it or not. So anyway, that seems to be one of the things. We could potentially have a little bit more density in here, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. So that's one of the things that we can do. Now, there's a few things I wanted to get around to in the last episode. So look, it's been a while since I played, so my trail of thought with a lot of the things is probably gone, and we'll have to reestablish it. I know we talked a little bit about the machines over here and why it's not moving, or why it's not being used in this particular area, and why it's all sitting here to be moved along. I think that's only based on the demands, the fact that this demand over here is only a fraction of what is available in the rest of the map, something like that. I don't know. We'll have to continue to figure that out in the future. So one of the things that I think we should be doing in this episode is actually coming up here to connect to Dallas, and Palmdale, and potentially have a new connection between these three here to Worcester. And I think that's it. There's some new graphics here I can see. Fort Worth Steel Mill. Ooh, a new industry was founded. Fort Worth Steel Mill. Which is where exactly? I should have clicked it. Fort Worth Steel Mill. Is that it? There we go. That's the Fort Worth Steel Mill over there. Not that we're going to use it in that particular spot. Okay, so what I'll do is I will slow things down just a little bit. We've got a fair bit of money. I'll put on the contour lines layer so that I can show you what I want to do. We're going to use catenaries. Yes, so first thing I want to do is connect a little loop through here so that we could potentially run a direct Fort Worth to Colorado Springs line. That's one of the things that I would like to do. It's a little difficult to do it on this layer though. If I do that and I just come here, we'll just keep an eye on it. So the idea is really that we need to do something like this. Just keep it at like the 120 kilometer an hour mark. So I'm thinking something like that through there, and then a neighboring line through there. There we go. So that should work, and we can actually maintain those signals right there. Just plop in some new signals on the other side, and that should work as well. Now we want to maintain that 120 connection through here. Yeah, that's fine. Without getting into the hill too much. So let's do that. We'll link that up over here. Now, probably need to start it from this side. Oh, not quite. We do it over there. Yes, we can maintain our 120. And then I would like the other one there at 120. Perfect. So that's a pretty decent maneuver that we can make over here. Now let's add a few signals to the mix. So I'll plop a signal there and a signal there. We could probably clean this up a little bit by putting some signals over this way. And we could signal it out on that side. Not that it's too necessary in that shape or form, but I think that's okay. Probably need an extra set of signals. Well, maybe even two sets of signals on this line. So say something like that. And again, maybe something like this. And then we'll have a set of signals like so, and a set of signals like so. There we go. So there we go. I think that should kind of be appropriate. And now that means we can run a direct line this way. But the other big thing I wanted to do was start spurring off into this direction here. Now, again, what I'll do is I'll quickly switch this on to have a quick look. It is pretty straightforward to run through here to Dallas. I think that's the plan. And then we'll have a separate line, Palmdale to Dallas over there, and probably connect that up to Worcester over here. Okay, so now let's see. How are we going to spur this off here ever so quickly? Now, obviously, I think the easiest way for us to do it is to do a bit of a straight line like that, right? I think that makes the most sense. Let's pause it for a second while we don't have any trains around here. And just have a quick look. If we do this, we immediately have some issues with the spur off in this direction. So I'm kind of tempted to just redo this a little bit. So what I'll do is I'm going to remove I'm going to trim it back just a little bit. I think that is about right. Now we'll run straight through from here. Just keep an eye on. Yeah, we would want to kind of turn it out just a tad that way. So let's do that. Okay. And what we now need to do is kind of tie this in a fashion that makes sense. That's the outside. So let's do that. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. That works at the 120 mark. And that should work at the 120 mark. Perfect. Now we're a little funny in terms of our road connection through here. Let's quickly fix that. Streets, we would like the rural style street connection through here. Okay. I probably want that to curve a little through here. Now, the question is that appropriate or should we? Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. I don't think we're running anything through here, to be honest. So let's do that. I think that'll do the trick. So there we go. Let's quickly fix our signals. Okay, signals over here, like so and like so. And, well, we'll probably just do it on this side, like so and like so and like so and like so. There we go. So that's going to be our signals through this switch area over here. We're going to get rid of these ones. There we go. Now, good. That looks pretty good. I can probably move this a little bit. Let's just move it up a little bit more central here. I think right about there is probably right. Let's just quickly get that in place. So that one there and that one there. And that should be a pretty good setup. And now it should switch and come through this way. We could at some point double up these lines. If there's a lot of traffic through here, we could do that. Now I'll continue to let the game run. So we keep making a bit of money. And we'll have a bit of a look. I'm quite tempted to put a bit of a cargo style station over here. Yeah, I'm a bit tempted to do that. We are going to need to start moving these things around. But the direct connection from the one to the other is probably, yeah. Anyway, that's quite interesting. Let's see what we can do in terms of a cargo station. So I'd like a cargo station, at least like 2 tracks. Is that? Let's just make it a little bit longer. If we make it 1 track, we'll probably have a little bit more that we can do. Now, the question is, we could put it up close and personal to this side here, right? So it immediately picks up the stuff over here, and then we'll just provide a little bit of a, instead of having trucks on both sides, let's just do this. Meaning we'll have to trim that back yet again. Shall we just go full length? I think with these guys, probably important. Let's do the Shift M and N to just turn it little bits at a time. I think something like this would be appropriate. I'll pause the game so we can recover it if we need to. And then what we'll do is we will kind of run something like that and tie it in like so. And now that should connect with all of this. That's awesome. That is really good. And what I was thinking is we probably need to, that we'll have to bridge. I think we'll have to bridge over the top of that. And that'll work quite nicely, actually. So let's bring out, okay, what I wanted to do is provide stops on both sides. So let's configure this thing and say, catenary included, please. I wanted to do the through connection in the middle. And then we can unload on both sides. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense. So platforms, this is a cargo platform. So let's bring in the cargo platform on the other side over here. There we go. And we'll have a cargo building also. Probably just a little something like this on the other side. Maybe even to the top here. So just a little bit less uniform. We'll do something like that and maybe add a little something like this in there. So it just looks a little bit more interesting. No, probably not. Let's just clear out that one and just keep that piece over there. I think that's a bit of interest over there. Okay, now let's get out of here. That looks pretty good. I believe that's dipping into the side of the hill a little bit more. So that should be pretty good. Now let's quickly, well, I can unpause it now so things can continue to run. Now what I would like to do is do a little bit of this, I think. There we go. That's about right. And what we'll do is we'll tie that off. Yeah, I think that is absolutely awesome. We'll do the same thing on this side. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. I think we'll be able to sort that out. We can put a bridge over the top here fairly easily, and then we can have that connection all the way to that side. I think that'll work really well. Let me trim this back even more, up to about that much. Now, I believe we should be able to tie that in fairly comfortably. Right, yeah, that's good. That's really good. Tie that in, and we'll go back into that direction. So now we can stop through here. We can have a through station, no problems. Let's continue to run it fairly straight up here. Is that appropriate? Yeah, we'll hug it. And we'll see what we can do over here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty good. So now it'll be pretty easy for trains to drop off and pick up over here. Let's close that one down. Now, I want to quickly do the bridge across here. So we're doing a little bit of infrastructure works here to ultimately get ourselves sorted out. Now, I would like to see about getting this up as much as we can. Yeah, I'm always wondering how I can just start with a bridge. Can I just start with a bridge, please? Something like that, right? Can we make it this instead? Yeah, that's pretty good. If we do that, right, now we can... Looks a little awkward, this thing. Is that even feasible? It's on a curve. If we do it a little bit more like this, yeah, there, at least it's getting a pier there. So let's do that. There we go. And then from here, we'll just get it straight back down. There we go. So now at least we've got a bit of a bridge connection through here on a bit of a pier. It's a bit steep there, but that shouldn't be the end of the world. And then from here, I'll just go back to the little rural road connection. We'll go up in here, and we will quickly upgrade these sections for us. Now that's good. Now the question is, do we have a... I'm almost tempted to move it over here now. It's going to make more sense though, if we do that. Potentially not, to be honest. Potentially not. Let's find ourselves a little bit of road here. So I'll do that, right? We'll run it down straight away. We'll get ourselves a bit of a cargo building on. Well, the irony of it is we've actually got that cargo building right over there. So we could just run it back and forth over here, and that should work. Okay, let's just leave it as is then. Don't worry too much about the rest. We can now start running some trucks through this way as soon as we put in a station on that side. Now, unpause the game yet again. I do like the pausing of it so things don't get out of control while we play. So let's move around that way. Oops, that's not what we want. And we'll move back this way. We'll kind of go around it. And up to Dallas. So at Dallas, I'm pausing it again just to have a look. I think at Dallas, I would like it right in here. So what I'll do is I will actually get rid of a few buildings. That one, and that one. I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to grab ourselves a bit of a street in an urban environment, something like this one. I would like it dead straight, please. I would like us to maintain that building right there. And we will. Let's cancel that. Let's see. Let's extend this a little bit. And we'll tie that one in. We'll extend this a little bit. And we'll tie this one in. And then we'll see how we deal with the rest of it. What I would like to do is I'll claim the ownership of it. At the same time, I'm going to get rid of some of these connections, and we'll put some station stuff in here. Now, okay, so what are we doing in terms of stations? So buildings, I would like ourselves a passenger station. Now, is that an appropriate kind of passenger station? Let's just have a look. I can get rid of that little road section there. So if we do a passenger station over there, let's trim it a little bit. I think it doesn't need to be quite as long. So if we get a passenger station all the way on this side, I think that's about right. So let's then trim out this, trim out that, get ourselves that passenger station. Actually, we'll do it right here, so the road leads straight into it. Passenger station there, and now the question is, actually, we can just do the cargo station at the same time. With the cargo station, and that doesn't quite line up. Can we get it? Can we get it to line up? Ooh. that is lining up nicer that way. So we'll do something like this. Over here. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, and now what we need to do is provide some additional stuff here. So let's put some tracks in place. So if we grab some extra tracks, please. Don't think we need much more than, say, 2 platforms. We can always come back and fix up some stuff in the future. So let's do a similar thing over here. Let's get the track in place. Track. Like so. And the platform. There we go. We can always clean it up a little bit better on the other side. Okay, there we go. That's about right. Now let's quickly do the track section. I would like them to be connected like this. And from my perspective, we should also run tracks. We should also run a little something like this. Okay, let's try this. This is a slightly more interesting build. So let's see what this looks like. So if we go straight out that way. And then what I would like us to do is do that as a way of getting in there. Okay, let's just see where's Palmdale. So Palmdale's a bit up this way. So well, actually, let's start off by seeing where this track is at. Okay, so let's do that. I think this is still going to be the best way of doing it. So that's the one. That's the other one. Let's start off by servicing this track, which is the main track, and of course we'll need to give it a bit of a turn. If we do something like this. Okay. Just trying to figure out what's the right way of... I'm thinking it needs to go up here instead. Yeah, okay, that's going to be... I'm going to trim it back. Trim that back. Interesting, there's no planning tool for this. I think there's no planning tool. Maybe I'm wrong. Before we start the turn out that way, I think this is about... Actually, that's where we started the turn. Now let's just run it up this way instead. There we go. Pretty straight section through here. Might be a little bit more costly to build though. Cut straight through there. And now what we'll do is we will see about tying this in. Yeah, I'm okay. That's not too bad. What I'm a little worried about now is that it's too close to... That's okay. Now, can we, from here... Yeah, I think that's okay. There we go. So that's a bit of the switch this way. We could at some point run a train the other direction as well. Now, what I want to check is, can we do this? Yeah, that seems... you're on the wrong side, though. if we do something like that, these guys can get in and out. It does, in fact, work. Oh, look at this. That is a very interesting, a very interesting and difficult to signal setup. Let's have a look. Now, if we continue this thing straight through there, we should be able to tie that in pretty reasonably. So let's need to do a bit of this, and then we'll be able to tie that in at a reasonable speed. Yeah, I think that's going to be all good. Similarly on that side. There we go. So now we should be able to, we probably need, we don't have room for a switch on this side. We'll probably have to switch over here if we wanted to switch. Will we switch? We could switch here. These could be switches. Okay. And then let's see if we're coming in this way. Could we be able to switch to that side, but you can't switch to the other one. So the only thing we actually need to do is provide a switch to that side there. So they'll be able to come in this way, they'll be able to go out. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. There we go. So that's our access point to Dallas. So there's our Dallas station. What we will need to do is provide some road connections. And I'm thinking something a little bit more interesting actually over here. So here comes our... And now that I think about it, shall we do a bit of a bigger road on this side instead? I think so. What we're not getting is if we wanted to actually do a bit of a crossroads on these sides, we'll have to turn that out. So let's give a bit of a turn in here. So we'll do something like that, and we'll do something like this. Okay, and then from here, what we can do is we can go a bridge across there, or a tunnel, or something similar. Now, if we wanted to do that, if we do it over here, and we go up, 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 up. Let's just get ourselves a slightly different style bridge here. Okay, so let's do that. Then from here, I believe all we do is this, and I would like that all level, please. Not level with the ground. There we go. Perfect. So we'll do something like that, and then from there, we'll drop it down as aggressively as we can to get to the road, to the land level. I think that's okay. And then what we'll do is we'll tie that in here. So that's our bridge connection on the one side. Really inefficient bridge design. Really inefficient. And we could do something similar on the other side, I was thinking. And this one we could just tie it up over on this way. So let's again get ourselves up to about a bridge level. Okay, and is that... Yeah, I'm again going to go with the other design, not that one. We'll do this. Go straight, and what we'll do is we'll do that. So we'll... have a bit of an allocation of the pillars, please. So that Can we bring it? Yeah, there we go. We'll bridge below collision. There we go. We'll do that. Yeah, that's going to be all good. And then what we'll do is we'll basically curve it. Do we curve it? Or do we just keep it straight and drop it down into here? There we go. And what I'll do is I'll run a bit of a straight line through there. Bit of a straight line through here. Tie that in like so. And what we'll do is we'll how are we gonna do that? We'll do that. And we'll do a little something like this. There we go. So there we go. That is a little bit of a reworking of the Dallas situation over here. Unpause the game so it can actually run a little bit. Probably heading towards the end of that episode. I'm kind of wondering maybe I should run all the way into Palmdale quickly. I wouldn't mind reconnecting this one on this side also. Do I quickly run into Palmdale? Yeah, I think I'll run into Palmdale. And again, what we'll do is we won't do a too crazy station design over here. Let's grab ourselves a building. Something like this. We'll give it a few turns. I'm thinking something like this, and we can yeah, that should work. Let's do that. I'm going to pause it quickly while we just set it up a little bit. Do a little something like this. On this side, do a bit of a turn here. Like so, and we'll run that there. There we go. Nice. That should work pretty well. We will need some buildings in here, so let's grab ourselves a bit of a bus station. I'm thinking the bus station in there. Yeah, that should work really well. So we'll get ourselves a bus station in that spot there. That'll work. That's all tied together. We should be able to connect to both sides. Let me just quickly, if I go with the tools, I just want to make sure that nothing funny happens with these roads through here so that we can continue to make use of them. We'll see if that actually does work for it. Let's configure and add some tracks in here ever so quickly. One thing we don't have here is freight just yet. And the question is, do we do freight in any kind of fancy way? Let's do this. Get an extra track there. Then get ourselves the freight platform. And some more tracks yet again. Yeah, I think, is that going to be about, anyway, more tracks maybe, and another platform. Okay, so I'm trying to make the station designs look fairly interesting as we go through here. So that's about the station design there. So they're not all exactly the same kind of thing. What we'll do is we will try and run that out of there. Where's my track? Ooh, gonna give it a fair bit of a turn out like so. I think that'll be sufficient. Oh, now we're getting more aggressive than we need to be. So we'll do that. And we'll do that. And now we just need to tie these two in. I think that should suffice. Good, there we go. Now we've got some good tracks in here, running to the various locations. We can connect that up in that side. Even make, well, there's no need for that turn. But anyway, now they're all kind of connected. So let's unpause the game, see how that goes. Now the question is, do we run a line this way? I am kind of wondering about that. Or do we just kind of leave it as is? Yeah, this whole section here could probably use a bit of a cleanup in the future at some stage. Pretty straightforward, I think, as it stands. We will from here be able to link up to the good stuff, I think. So we'll get a bit of a freight route running through here. We can actually run that one in as well. Bring in some crude over here. Yeah, that's all good. There's a fair bit of stuff that we can start linking up over here now. I think I will, ever so quickly, just tie this one in here also. Ooh. There we go. So now it can go all the way to Palmdale. Where did we tie into? There we go. There we go. So now that should work. It should be a pretty reasonable straight line through there. Let's add some signals to the mix. We can, in fact, add signals there. So I'm hoping that that'll kind of work, help things out through here. This side and that side. There we go. And then we'll just do a few sets of signals. Oh, more planes, and we still haven't done the airport. Here we go. I am wondering whether we do. It's probably something like this. Something like that. Okay, so there we go. So there's at least a basic set of signaling in there so we can get all the way up there. Now, our money is still looking absolutely amazing. We haven't checked our profitability at all in the recent times. But I think this was quite an expansion. Now, the question is, do I quickly... I'm tempted to quickly just finish off a tie-in over here. And then in the next one, we'll set up all kinds of rails and lines and things like that, and set up some of these industries and things. So let's finish it off, and we'll end the episode with a massive amount of infrastructure building, as opposed to anything else. We will go with that style bridge, so we get our 120 through there. If we want to in the future raise these bridges, we will do so separately. So if we try and so what I'll actually do is we will try and hug it a little closer over here. No, we'll have to kind of run it through there, I think. Okay, so we'll do that. Yep. All the way through there. Is this one not going to work? Unfortunately not. So what we'll do is we will rebuild that crossing point. Pause it while so things don't start going crazy. Let's tie that in. We'll come back and reconnect that. Let's spur it off over here. Perfect, that's what I'm after. And now all we need to do is tie these together. Excellent. Excellent, that'll work. And all we also now need to do is just finish this off. Streets, kind of rural streets, and we'll just do a bit of this, and we'll tie that in there. So that's our crossing right there, fixed. There we go. Now, quickly, final thing that we're going to do in this episode is just finish off our signaling through here. We could, in fact, bring that set of signals forward, or we just do an extra set over there and remove these ones. We want to try and maintain our spacing pretty well, and then continue to kind of run it out this way. And there and there. And there and there. That's the wrong way around, right? There we go. So I need to clean out this one. Yep, there we go. That should be all good. There's still a little bit of signaling right over here that I need to do. So let's sort that out. Signaling there, signal in this way. I believe that'll work as is. So let's just have a look at that. So there we go. That's our signaling. That's our connection. So Worcester to Dallas, down over here to Fort Worth potentially. But I think what I'll do in the next episode is set up the Palmdale, Dallas, Worcester passenger line. I think that'll be a good starting point to get things moving here. And then we'll start feeding in some of the various demands that exists here, including construction materials and tools over here, and start working on our goods stuff. And I still want to start doing the airport in here as well. Guys, so thank you so much for watching. It's been another long episode, and we've been doing a fair bit of stuff, but hopefully track building will not feature too much in the next episode, and we'll spend a fair bit of time on new lines and getting some new goods and things hooked up. But I think this lays the foundation for a pretty decent operation up here in this part of the map, and hopefully we'll be able to funnel some good stuff back into New Haven and see New Haven grow a lot more. Guys, but anyway, that was it. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you're happy that the Transport Fever 2 series is back, hit that like button and leave your comments down below. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.